Welcome, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started here. And welcome to this online presentation on how implementing Advocare with your diet and exercise will improve your performance and help to maximize your potential as an athlete. My name is Jennifer Blundell, and I'm going to be your host this evening. And I'm going to guide you through as you learn from two former Olympians, a professional bodybuilder, and one of football's top strength and conditioning coaches. So you can see everybody on your first screen here that you're going to hear from tonight. And before we start, I'm just going to give you a brief background on myself. I have pretty much been an athlete all my life, placed nationally in the 100 and 200, and ran in the Olympic trials for track and field in 2002, as well as played on the Olympic developmental team for soccer in 2003, 2004. So, you know, I've always worked out, I've always eaten healthy, but I have never experienced the results that I've achieved with Advocare. And so for the last 3.5 years, after getting the results that really made a difference in my physique and my performance, I've been able to share that with others. And so you're going to hear about my story a little bit more later. But basically, you know, as a woman, I've gained 12 pounds of lean muscle. But in gaining 12 pounds of lean muscle, went from an 18% body fat down to 6%, and then for the last 3.5 years, doing a couple of figure competitions and competing nationally, have maintained a 9 to 10% body fat the whole time. And so what I've been wanting to do is put together a webinar to really help athletes to do a couple of things. And there's really 4 main questions that always come about when talking about Advocare. And so I wanted to address all of those questions in this webinar. The first one is, are the products safe and are they credible? Second question that we're going to answer tonight is, why Advocare instead of other nutritional companies? Third question we're going to address is, do the products really work like we say they're going to work? And number 4 is, what should I take for my particular sport or goal? And this is because, of course, as athletes, we all in our different sports have different things that we want. So what I've done tonight is I've chosen different athletes that are from very different sports, some utilizing fast twitch muscle fibers, some utilizing slow twitch muscle fibers, and some kind of a combination of both. So we'll be covering speed, we'll be covering agility, power, sustained energy, we'll be covering recovery, and we'll also be covering, you know, how to build lean muscle and how to look that athletic lean look that a lot of people want to look. So hopefully we'll have something for everyone as an athlete striving for peak performance, and that is our goal for tonight. So getting into the first question that I talked about is, are the products safe? This was something that was really important to me because I also have about a 15-year background in nutrition and have been a personal trainer for the last 7 years. So it was very important to me that if I was going to be putting my credibility on the line, that these products are extremely safe. And what you're going to see on your screen here is something that I stand by with Advocare, which is called informed choice. Now, in the United States, the FDA does not regulate supplements, so no company, no nutritional company is required to test for banned substances. If a company chooses to do so, the top company in the United States is called the Banned Substance Control Group of America. They test for 30 impurities in their products. Advocare went above and beyond that. We went outside the United States. Informed Choice is based out of London, England, and you can see the website right there you can take a look at. But we test for over 197 banned substances, impurities, and toxins in our products, which is more than any company tests for in the world, and we actually factually test more products than any company does. So it speaks huge amounts of safety and credibility for our products. The second thing you're going to see on your right is Advocare's Scientific, Medical, and Advisory Board. And this is also something where I say, if I'm going to be putting my credibility on the line, I want somebody else to be doing so as well. And we have 9 doctors highly regarded and recognized in their areas of expertise that sit on our Scientific, Medical, and Advisory Board, and they use their knowledge and expertise of over 270 years to formulate some of the highest quality products that you are going to see. So the products are absolutely safe, And as far as credibility goes, Advocare has more non-paid athletic endorsers, professional athletic endorsers, than any company worldwide. And so you can see that I stress non-paid athletic endorsers, because any company can give an athlete a paycheck and say, hey, can you endorse our product line, and give them some money for it. But Advocare doesn't do that. If an athlete loves the products and they make a difference in their performance, then they have a chance at being an endorser for Advocare. Advocare also has a sports advisory council, and the Sports Advisory Council includes many of the top strength and conditioning coaches and athletic trainers in the country. One of them, which we have on the line with us tonight, Ivan Lewis, who's going to be speaking in just a little bit. But what does this council do? They exchange information on a variety of topics relating to the use of nutritional supplements in the training of athletes and rehabilitation of athletic injuries. So they're going to consult with Advocare on issues relating to current and future product development. So this, again, speaks huge amounts of credibility because it ensures that Advocare stands for innovation and excellence through products that give athletes a competitive edge. And, you know, simply stated, and when people ask me why Advocare over other things or over other nutritional companies, is because we do things like this that other companies just simply don't do. And so we make sure that we set ourselves above the rest and that we stand out for those athletes and those people that want a world-class elite product line. A little bit more on why Advocare. Okay, Advocare is in almost every NFL locker room. It is approved by the NFL Sports Nutrition Label Certification Program. Advocare manufacturers are GMP facilities, and really that just means they follow the guidelines and the standards of cleanliness that GMP requires them to follow. Advocare products are USP pharmaceutical grade. They're synergistic and contain high levels of active ingredients. So what this means, synergistic means the right amount of the right ingredients to make a difference in your body. Okay, so some vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, botanicals, things that we put in our body, they need to be present with other things to have the right effect that we're looking for. And they also have to be enough of that active ingredient to make a difference in our body. Advocare products contain no ingredients banned by the NCAA. Advocare was also the first nutritional company to sponsor an NCAA bowl game on December 28th. We sponsored the Advocare V100 Independence Bowl. We will be sponsoring that again next year. It was the most watched NCAA bowl game in ESPN2 history. We also are the official drink, our Rehydrate is the official drink of women's professional soccer. And it just so happens that the Super Bowl MVP, Drew Brees, is our national spokesperson. And as you can see, many Olympic athletes choose Advocare. And a lot of that is because of the informed choice that you saw on the other screen. Okay, this next screen is something that I pulled off the NFL Player Association website. So it's not the main NFL site, it's the NFL Player Association website. And what I wanted to show here is that a lot of these companies that I see on here were things that I had taken before I knew about Advocare. They're things that you might see in your local gym that people don't know, that these are things that a professional athlete, an NFL player, cannot put in their body. And I go, you know what, that's not something I want to put in my body if I know that it has some sort of what I call dirty ingredients in something that is not either good for my long-term health or that's going to give them also maybe an unfair advantage. And those aren't things that I want to put in my body. So knowing that Advocare is not on that list of banned substances made me just have more credibility in my eyes about what Advocare could do. So there's a little bit of background on Advocare, the safety, the credibility, and why we choose that. And a lot of professional athletes choose Advocare as their product line. So now it is time for me to step aside and let the professionals talk to you about why they choose Advocare and the difference that it has made for them. So the first person that we are going to talk to today is Nathan DeTracy. He is an IFBB Pro professional bodybuilder and as you can see from the screen here, definitely has the credentials. So I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about how Advocare came into his life. Nate, are you there?
Yeah. How you doing?
Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Very good. Go ahead. You have everybody's attention.
Okay. So I guess how it came into play with me is a couple years back. I had already won the Oregon State, and I used to own a supplement store, and basically, took every product out there and didn't really notice a difference, and really had to work hard to get my body to where I wanted it to compete. When I came across Advocare, at first I didn't really know it from, the difference from that and any other supplement company, but I gave it a try, and I started inputting some of the different supplements, and right away I really started noticing a difference in the way I felt. I had more energy. It wasn't normal to me before to really be able to feel the supplements. I just kind of took them because I knew I had to. And so I guess that kind of sparked my interest, and I started looking into the company itself. And as I started bringing more and more supplements in, my physique started getting better and better, and it seemed like it was actually getting easier and easier to lean out. And so I really got hooked on that. And I own a gym, and basically started using it on my clientele too. I write a lot of diets, a lot of nutritional programs, and the same type of thing was happening to me. People were coming to me and almost trying to sell back the products, on the way they felt. They felt so much more energy. They were getting results faster, and so from that point on, I was really hooked, and Advocare became a big part of my life.
Excellent, excellent. And I've pulled up the next screen here so everybody can see, what you go through in the off season when you're doing some bulking, and the on season when you're cutting for a show. And we've got a picture of your before and after up here, and that's a 4-month period of time. Can you tell everybody a little bit about, the difference of what you're doing off season when you're gaining muscle versus cutting, and touch on a couple of those products?
Yeah, it's a great off-season picture, huh? Yeah, basically, no matter what, if I'm bulking up or cutting down, which bulking up, my main objective is to be putting on lean body mass and somewhat staying lean. The core supplements always stay the same, and I can't tell you how important that is, because a lot of people are always going just towards the performance products, and or if they see stuff in the magazines. And what's really important is that those core supplements are taken on a regular basis, because that's what's going to help your body function at its optimal level, and that's going to always be your base. So, the Core Flex, Omega Flex, Calcium Plus, Probiotic, C-Grams, Anti-Aging, and Amplify, those are very important keys that should always be in every regimen. From there, basically, then I go into the performance line, the post-recovery, which definitely helps you recover faster, helps your lean body mass to basically get the nutrients it needs to when you're breaking down muscle tissue, you're trying to get it to heal as quick as possible and rebuild bigger and stronger so that you can basically tear it down again. So that's kind of that. The two that I guess I'll key on for this webinar is the Calcium Plus, which a lot of people think that is just for older people. Calcium is for strong bones, but they don't realize it has many more functions. It actually helps with your muscle growth. It helps with muscle contraction. It helps your nervous system health. It helps with cramping, and also with energy levels. And so the most important part is definitely the health of the bones, and but those other things are also very key. But basically, what it does is it increases the ability for the bone to actually grow, and it's not just breaking bones; it's actually the attachments from the tendons to the bones, and that's a lot easier to tear than actually tearing a muscle or a tendon itself. So that's a very important supplement, I believe. The other thing is, like with Advocare, the difference between their supplement and some other calcium one outside here, as it says, it's Calcium Plus. So it has all the other key elements in it. And you were talking earlier about them formulating synergistic supplements, things that are going to work together. And in order for the calcium to actually work, you have to have vitamin C and copper and zinc and magnesium. And so, I mean, basically, you know, it's a synergistic blend that's really going to help your body, as opposed to just trying to take calcium, which is taken alone, 10 to 20% is only absorbed. So that's a pretty big factor there. The other one that is kind of more of a product story is the Catalyst. As a bodybuilder, it kind of really took me a while to, you know, to get into the full realm of AdvoCare, and I thought because I was a bodybuilder that I had to be taking, you know, more bodybuilder type supplements and that type of thing. And actually my last cut down when I turned pro, the only thing that I didn't have in there was the Catalyst, and I substituted that in instead of a different brand that I had been using in the past. And I started out at the exact same body weight as the previous year, but actually cutting down, I retained about 10 pounds more muscle on the exact same diet. Everything was exactly the same, and it just shows that basically, you know, the supplements are so much better that they it helped me maintain more muscle, and actually made it harder to cut down because I had to work harder to make my weight at the end. But.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So we see all those supplements there, and there is one more thing I'd love for you to cover tonight, and I know that you spent a lot of time. I think it was about 3 months that you took to put a program together for people that wanted to build muscle and get lean. And so you put a program together called Evolve, which we call the 6-week body transformation. And what I've put up here is just one of the meal plans. I know they change every week, so this is an example of one of the weeks, and they become much more detailed as the weeks move on. And this is one of the workouts. It comes with 6 weeks of workout logs. Can you tell everybody what was your thought behind creating this program and who it would be good for?
Yeah, what I wanted to do is create a program kind of for somebody that's a little bit more serious after the 24-day challenge. It kind of piggybacks as far as nutrition-wise off of that. But it's basically made to build your metabolism. So every week it has a full workout regimen and cardio, and every week is going to get a little bit harder. And what we do is we build up your metabolism. Every week you're going to be eating a little bit more calories. We're going to take a little bit more supplements to support the energy expenditure. And basically what we're trying to do is create an environment where your metabolism is running faster, because the more lean body mass you have, the faster your metabolism is going to run. And later on, then what happens is somebody is able to enjoy life a little bit more and, you know, go out to eat. And because they have more lean body mass, they're actually going to use those calories up. So, I mean, that was kind of the main objective, and it's worked really well. I mean, basically, it maps out 6 weeks of everything that you need, and it's had great results with it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. And I will say that I've had many of my clients use this Evolve program, and it does exactly what it says it's going to do. And it really is it's an educational process for people. A lot of the things that maybe we didn't learn in school and that we don't learn by fad type of diets. This is teaching people the nutrition of how to do it the right way so they can create that healthy lifestyle. And it's worked fantastic. So thank you so much, Nate, for sharing with us, and also for all your work in creating this Evolve program.
No problem.
And moving on, I know Nate mentioned the 24-day challenge. And this is, I wanted to put this slide in here, and I'm just briefly going to touch on it. This is a 24-day program that a dietitian, Jenny Donnelly, and a couple personal trainers have tweaked a couple different things in here, including myself, and in optimizing how to burn the most body fat in 24 days. I love this because it takes 21 days to create a new habit. I also really like this program because it gets people past the plateau that maybe have lost a bunch of weight and they're stuck, or they're just getting started in their weight loss and they don't want to do it the wrong way again by starving themselves or doing some type of a yo-yo diet where you lose weight real fast and then, of course, you gain it right back. So this, again, works off of what Nate said. And in the Advocare programs, it's not just about a product. It's about the whole aspect of strengthening your metabolism and giving you the education for a long-term healthy lifestyle so the yo-yos go away. So this is kind of what we recommend first, and then moving on to that to the Evolve program second. Moving back into our professionals, we have Tyler DeBerry, 13-time NCAA All-American swimmer, 2004 Olympic trials. And Tyler, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Say that one more time. You were just cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's much better. Much better.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, you have the floor, and yeah, I gotcha. Everybody can hear you, and I'm going to let you tell a little bit about your story and how Advocare came into your life. Go for it.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you guys, I'm excited to share with you tonight because, I just know that there's a lot of athletes out there that are searching for real answers, real solutions for real problems. And, that was me when I first started out on Advocare. I was a sophomore in college, had just completed near completing the end of my sophomore season at the University of Arizona. I was a Division I college swimmer, and my problems were I was struggling. I had put on not only the freshman 15, but I had put on about the freshman 35 when I went away to college my freshman year, and so I had a lot of body fat. It's amazing how your body stores that when you're not getting the right things in it. And so for me, I had extra body fat, and as a result, I was a distance swimmer in college, and I was carrying that through water, which is incredibly taxing, and it's exhausting. And so I developed some bursitis and tendonitis in my shoulders, and I also had a tremendous need for more energy, more endurance, more stamina, being a distance swimmer and having to push myself. I was the first one in the pool and the last one out. And so Advocare came in just in the nick of time when I was contemplating quitting because of my injuries, and was able to, within 2.5 months of getting on the product, and I'll talk about the weight loss a little bit here in a second, but was able to lose that 35 pounds in 2.5 months with integrating the products into my routine. And really, what struck me the most is I took the products for the very first time to Pac-10 championships, and I was like, I had never set foot in a vitamin shop. I had never taken a drink. I had never taken any, vitamins before. And really, the fact of the matter is that all went by the wayside when I actually could finish a race. And I could actually close things out the way that I knew I was capable of doing. And it was like finally my body had the fuel that it needed to perform at a level to which I felt I was capable of performing. And so used the products at conference championships, went on 3 weeks later to NCAAs, was seeded about 35th in the country in my first event, the 400 freestyle, qualified second behind Peter Vanderkay, who was at the time he was an Olympic gold medalist, and qualified second behind him, went the 10th fastest time in the world that year. And that was really kind of the light bulb moment for me when I said, this stuff, I have got to have it for the rest of my life, and for sure the rest of my athletic career. And so, continued using the products, went on that summer to final of Olympic trials. As Jen said, went on to be a 13-time NCAA All-American. And I would consider myself average, you guys. I was just an athlete, much like some of you guys on the phone tonight. I was an athlete who worked very hard. Give me a workout, I'll give it my best, but it's tough to give your best when you don't really have anything to give. And that was me, because I would maybe start out the week with a great workout, and I would finish, coming home in a body bag. And so it was one of those things where the products just leveled out my consistency, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second, and really just dramatically, as you guys are going to see here on a couple slides from now, dramatically changed the way I looked, but really doing it the right way from the inside out. And so, Jen, I can't see if you've moved on to the next slide yet, but hopefully that's up for you guys. And really, here's kind of my preferred product timeline, and this was through a bunch of tweaking. And really, for stamina and endurance, I was doing 10 workouts a week, 3 hours apiece, okay, plus 3 weight training sessions, a lot of dry land, core medicine ball routines. And so it was rigorous. And so I kind of figured out the product routine where our morning workouts were a little lighter. And so I was able to, use products like O2 Gold a couple times a day, and really be able to get the boost I needed in the morning so that I wasn't so fatigued and tired for the night practice that I didn't have enough energy. And so, that was kind of my personal timeline of success. That's what worked for me. I still follow very close to that today in my training regimen now that I'm done competing. But I think the biggest thing you guys got to understand is AdvoCare is not going to do the work for you, but it is going to allow you to reach the maximum human potential and capacity that you're capable of. And so that's what I love is, I was able to reach that peak level in performance, right? Where normally when you hit it, it's like the cramping starts or you just kind of taper off and you're just done for the rest of the workout. I was actually able to stay kind of at that sweet spot, for the remainder of the workout when everyone else was falling off. And people on my team, I will tell you this, people noticed, when you go from kind of like middle of the pack to leading the workout on your whole entire Division I team, people are kind of like, okay, dude, what is going on here? Because miracles don't happen. And, the biggest question I got is how do you have so much energy on Saturday morning workout number 10? How do you have so much energy when the rest of us are just barely hanging on? And so, the products for me personally, just everybody that all my teammates, all the athletes I was able to share them with, produced the same benefit. So what you're going to find is the products are going to do what you need them to do when you want to be performing at a high level. And I'm real quick here. I'm going to talk about 3 specific products that you guys can see on there. I'm going to talk about O2 Gold and what that did for me, muscle fuel and nighttime recovery. O2 Gold was huge for me. And for anybody looking for stamina, endurance, better cardiovascular endurance, O2 Gold, I struggled with exercise-induced asthma my whole athletic career. And I had to have an inhaler with me at all times because I would literally start to feel like I was going to pass out if I wasn't getting enough air. I got on O2 Gold. O2 Gold is basically, it's like a third lung for an athlete, okay, or for me, a good working second lung. And so I was actually able to ditch the inhaler and get on O2 Gold. And what O2 Gold truly does is it facilitates the transport of oxygen throughout your body. And what it also does is it helps with the regeneration of ATP, okay, which basically means, muscle activity is in part fueled by ATP. And when ATP is depleted, we lose strength and energy. And what I love is that for somebody doing cardio, O2 Gold is going to make them feel like they have that third lung. And even for somebody doing weight training, O2 Gold is going to lessen the amount of recovery time you need to take between sets. So O2 Gold was huge for me. It's also a lactic acid buffer, which any of you swimmers or track and field athletes out there, you know that that's like suicide when that floods your body. Muscle Fuel is probably my favorite product. I used to call it my motivation in a pouch, or it's kind of like having a massive energy factory in a little pouch that you just have at your disposal whenever you want it. And for me, Muscle Fuel, when I literally felt like taking a nap on the couch, I would take Muscle Fuel and I just felt like I was just a warrior, and I could just go to practice and just go to battle. But what specifically that's going to do, it's going to facilitate energy supplies during and after workout, and it's going to do that 3 different ways. It's going to help with the metabolism of sugars, fats, and carbs. The second way is it's going to help energy levels at a cellular level. And the third way, it's going to work with the actual engines of the cells in your body, and it's going to produce and utilize some of the enzymes that are essential to the production and continued refreshing of energy levels. So those are a couple of unique things. Muscle Fuel is a patented product that Advocare has, so it's unique to anything else out there. Love it. So if you haven't tried Muscle Fuel yet, you're going to love it. I know you will. Nighttime recovery real quick. That, let me just say, if any of you guys feel like you go to bed feeling like you got hit by a truck, that's how I used to feel. I sometimes couldn't sleep because I was so sore and so much pain from the workouts that I was doing. When I got on nighttime recovery, I would wake up during a weekday and feel like I had got a weekend of full rest. Okay, so what that's going to do is that's going to help you sleep deeper, reach more of a restorative state while you sleep, and it's actually going to enhance the REM cycle of your sleep and just help you rejuvenate and repair during that time when you're asleep. It's also going to help build lean muscle. So those are just a couple of my favorite products. I do take quite a few. And on this last slide here, if Jen wants to go ahead and flip to it, you know, you guys, probably some of you guys, even though I can't hear you right now, probably there was a few gasps because the before and after picture that you see before you, I love how Jen said on the left-hand side, 10 workouts a week, intense NCAA workouts, and same amount of working out on the right-hand side. Isn't it amazing what happens when your body gets what it needs? And for me, you know, I was always the guy that people are like, what sport are you? Like, you know, they couldn't really put their finger on it. Like, was I an athlete? Was I not an athlete? And that picture on the left, that was like our preseason training. That was with, you know, running in stadiums and just like the most insane workouts you could imagine. That's how I look, okay? You know, and it's no fun when you have to be in a little Speedo and you've got like a little mini keg on the bottom of your stomach. You know, there's really no hiding when you're wearing that suit. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to actually look the part of an athlete, but then also be able to play the part as well. And what my biggest thing was when I started was, you know, I'm a distance swimmer, so whatever I put on, I have to carry. And so losing that 35 pounds of body fat from left to right, you can see I was able to replace it with lean muscle and, you know, still maintain those dense, solid layers of lean muscle and not be bulky, puffy, or, you know, just kind of massive, if you will. And so that's what Advocare is going to do. It's going to build very dense, very solid layers of lean muscle. And, you know, oftentimes, you know, people think that I weigh less than I do. And in that picture on the right, that was about maybe 5% or so body fat. You know, getting on the products and layering in some of the weight management products as well, which I listed there below. So, you know, amazing. Jen talked about that synergy, just how everything works together, and it's really exciting to see, you know, an athlete just reach their true potential as far as what they're able to accomplish. You know, not have to take naps during the day, stop falling asleep in class, and you know, just know that the products are safe. That was another one of my big things too. So, Jen, if there's anything else you want me to add to that?
I think that was excellent. It was perfect. It was perfect. Love the before and after picture. I definitely think if we could hear people, we would have some gasps on that one. So, thank you so much. I know you've moved sports and you're in Arizona about to compete competitive volleyball. You know, that's what we can do in Advocare. We can go from sport to sport. So I know you're at the USA Nationals.
Yes.
For 6-man. Is that where you're at right now? So I know you need to go get some sleep and rest yourself up for that. So thank you so much for sharing, and we will talk to you soon. And
thanks,
we're going to move on here. All right, thanks, Tyler. To our next Olympian, track and field professional and Olympic athlete, Jawarn Hooker. And as you can see from your screen, some more unbelievable credentials that he has here in his athletic career. And Jawarn, are you on the line with us here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Excellent. I can. Well, I'm going to hand it right over to you, and let you tell everybody how Advocare came into your life.
How you guys doing tonight? I hope you guys are. Thank you for joining us, first of all. I know it's a Thursday night and people want to go to sleep, but basically how Advocare came into my life. You know, you see my credentials there. I was an athlete, but you know, far from moving from there was I'm a personal trainer, so I do all private work. I go to my clients' homes. I train them from their homes. At the time, I was looking for something that my clients could get you know, great results from. You know, I was training people 3-4 days a week, and ultimately, you want to leverage things by putting the proper nutrition in people's bodies so they can get optimal results, and at the same time, you can take on a bigger client base and get your business to grow further. So I was introduced to Advocare by a fellow named Wayne Johnson, and it was really a no-brainer for me. Being a former athlete, you know, some of the credibility that Advocare has as far as the informed choice that Jen touched on, which was a no-brainer because of things in our bodies. We have to make sure everything is clean and toxin-free and you know, approved by you know certain organizations. So that was a huge thing for me. The second thing was, you know, the products were amazing. I personally first took products and then I started giving them to my clients, and I was pretty much getting the results in half the amount of time that I would previously get with those particular clients. So that kind of just opened my eyes up to you know, what Advocare could possibly do. Unfortunately, not like some of the other people that are on this call, they've got an opportunity to use Advocare in their athletic regime. You know, I stopped competing as a professional athlete back in '05, so this company wasn't introducing me to it at that time. So for all those people that are now on the call and that are, like Tyler was saying, they're, you know, looking to get optimal performance, you know, from their bodies, and because we're asking our bodies to, you know, take on certain amounts of stress and taxes workouts. I'm now just trying to really promote the company, promote the products, and get people aware that, you know, it's now the time to get on the proper nutrition so you can be as good as you can be.
Excellent. Well, I've got up your second slide here on, we were talking about speed and agility, which is your forte, obviously being sponsored by ASICS there. And can you see those three products we've got up there for you?
I can.
Okay.
Okay, even though, first of all, I'm going to touch on three products. And these three products are, you know, I feel in a sprinter's body, they're, you know, phenomenal. Our first product, which is not actually on the performance line, it's called Rehydrate, which is basically our electrolyte replacement drink. You know, as you're working out, you need to make sure you're, you know, prior to your workout, you need to be rehydrating. As you're working out, you need to hydrate, and at the end of your workout, you need to rehydrate. So these are all things that you need to do, you know, during, you know, post, during, and after your work, or before your workout, because in order to get what you're asking for your body needs to have basically the right oil going through it, per se. Okay, your body is like a car. No matter if you have you know, a great engine in it, but if you're not getting the right oil to those engine blocks or those pistons, it can't perform like it should. The one thing about our Rehydrate 2, which I love and I you know, totally respect and promote, is that it has a ratio of 1-to-1 for as far as potassium and sodium. So a lot of Rehydrate or Gatorade or Powerades out there, you know, first of all, they have high sugar, and also they don't have those ratios that make things that make it Rehydrate what it is. You know, the next product that I want to touch base with would be our muscle strength. And you know, being a sprinter, you know, the things that make a good sprinter, first of all, is strength. You know, you have to be strong. You know, we don't have to be bench press strong, but exercises that correlate into sprinting are, let's say, squats. You know, you have to be able to squat. The second thing, you have power. Another correlation would be, let's say, squats with a weighted vest or you know, weighted squats. And the third is stamina. And what I'm going to talk to you about with these next two products these are all products that really amplify what you need as far as being a great sprinter. First, the product would be Muscle Strength. Muscle Strength is basically branched-chain amino acids. The reason I like Muscle Fuel now, you know, like I said, I didn't get to use it when I competed, but I still am somewhat active and I try to stay in somewhat of shape. But the muscle strength, the reason it's so key, first of all, it helps repair your muscle as you're working out. A lot of people think that after you work out, that's the most important part. It is the most important part, but at the same time, as you're working out, you need to be, your muscles need to be repairing at that point in time because you're just tearing your muscle down time and time again. Another great thing that it does is it increases your VO2 max. So basically that is the oxygen that goes to your body. And the only way that an athlete can have better endurance is if they're getting the proper oxygen to those muscles in order to get maximal results from it. That would be the two components that I love the most about it. And the last would probably be, there's a product called Suma in there, which basically works as a lactic acid buffer. I think Tyler touched on a product as well that does the same thing. But I was a 400-meter runner, when I competed for the Olympics, and running the 400 meters, you definitely have to have something that is going to buffer that lactic acid. So this corresponds well with either sprinting, or swimming or weightlifting. But for me, it would definitely be a key ingredient that I would use in my program right now if I was still competing at that level. The next product that I would touch base on, which would be Arginine Extreme, which is also an endurance and tolerance cardiovascular supplement as well. Both of these products are mainly a pre-workout product. So you take them, let's say, between 30 and 45 minutes before you work out. But also what Arginine does, too, it helps increases the blood flow. So as I can get blood to a muscle, then that's just going to give me more endurance for that muscle. And then from a weightlifting standpoint, it's going to make that muscle bigger as well. Excuse me. One thing, too, that you're going to always hear about our performance line products, a lot of them are based off amino acids. And when you're asking your body to go to a certain level, when your brain is saying no, or when your body's saying no and your brain's trying to say yes, you need the proper amino acids in your body too, so your brain and your body can correlate well together. One product that does that really well is also the muscle strength. So, I wish I was still competing, and I wish I had these products while I was competing, because I think that my career would have been longer. And for those people that are on the call right now that are looking for something, they're looking for more stamina, they're looking for muscle growth, they're looking to optimize that performance level. AdvoCare is definitely the vehicle to get you to that top pinnacle of your natural body's ability to perform.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Joran. I definitely incorporate all three of those products, and one of the things you said I definitely will touch on, which is when I started incorporating AdvoCare, I was getting better results in less time. And I heard you say that about your clients.
Absolutely.
You can still do the same workouts and get phenomenal results, or, for somebody who's really taxing their body doing 5, 6, 7 workouts a week, cut that down to 4 or 5, give your body some recovery time, and and take AdvoCare, and all of a sudden you're getting better results than pushing your body harder. So I love that you touched on that. So thank you very much.
One quick thing too, a lot of our products are based off of, first of all, stamina and that sort of thing. So as a sprinter, we have fast twitch muscles. So those are muscles that move at a rapid pace. And in order to help with the, let's say, overall endurance of those muscles, we need to take the proper supplements. So as I was going through and talking about the Arginine Extreme and the muscle strength, these just work hand in hand with fast twitch fibers. Helps with the endurance and the tolerance, like I said, and also helps with the stamina. So they're definitely by far the best things that I've ever taken out there. I've taken 1 million products under the sun when I was competing, and like I said, I wish I would have just had those. I guess it was about 10 years ago now. Wow, that's a long time.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing with everybody and being on the call tonight.
Thank you, Jen.
All right. Thank you. Ivan Lewis, we have former San Diego Chargers strength coach in the NFL, now here with us in Seattle. For those of you that are from Seattle, I'm from Seattle, so we love having Ivan here. He is now the head strength coach for University of Washington, and for those of us that are in the world of AdvoCare, we love it because he's also the newest member of the Sports Advisory Council that I was talking to you guys about earlier, which exchanges information on nutritional supplements and the training of athletes and the rehabilitation. And so I've talked with him a little bit about some of his favorite products, and I know he's going to share with you how Advocare came into his life, and why he feels that representing and supporting Advocare is something that he wanted to do. So, Ivan, are you on the line with us? I hope. Got to unmute yourself.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
You know what? I can hear you, but it's very, very, very far away.
How about now?
Oh, so much better.
Okay.
You're here. Okay.
I'm here.
Excellent. I'm going to hand it over to you. You're here. Did you hear everything that I said in introducing you?
I did. I don't know why you couldn't hear
All
me,
right.
but you can hear me now. It's good. All right. Well.
All right. You've got the floor. Go for it.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm very honored and privileged to be part of the Sports Advisory Council. When taking products and looking into all this stuff, there's so much stuff out there that it's hard to really believe in, because you can go to any place and you get all these stuff. They say, oh, this is going to do this, this is going to do this. But you look at it and you think, well, where's all this coming from, and what's really in it? And the great thing about Advocare is that I know for a fact what I'm putting in my body is 100% of what it's saying on the label. I know that it's safe. I know it's been researched. And being able to be part of the council and representing something I believe in is very huge, because the biggest thing is I want to make sure I know exactly what I'm putting in my body, and to believe in that and to be part of something like that is great. And something also that gives you great benefits. I came upon Advocare when I was working with the Chargers in 2004. I think it was a while back ago. But at that time I walked in, it was my first day, and I saw the head strength coach at the time had every single supplement. I couldn't even believe all this Advocare stuff that was on the table. And the players took it, and they loved it. And at that time, Drew Brees was there. I was coaching with Drew Brees, and I thought, well, gosh, this stuff is great. These guys are, they're using it. It must be good. I didn't really know much about it, so I did some research, talked to the strength coach, who's a big Advocare believer. Worked with him for quite a while, named Dave Redding. But, he told me, he said, now listen, he goes, this is what I want you to do. I want you to start on this. He started me off slow with the Coreplex. Then I got to the Catalyst, to the Seagrams, the antioxidants, and I started taking everything. And the thing about coaching, a lot of people don't know, and maybe they do, but it's a very long day. And it's early mornings, it's late nights, it's not a 8 to 5 job. So a lot of times I would get very burnt out, and I'd get sick and all sorts of stuff, and you're burning the candle on both ends. But when I started taking Advocare, I saw an immediate increase of energy. I was sleeping better. I was awake all day, and the funny thing was that in 6 months, I think I might have had a slight, I'm talking a very slight cold once. And just that alone was enough to make me believe, like, wow, this stuff really works. What I'm putting in my body really works. And I started looking into it more, and I started really, making sure I knew exactly what was going on. And as I started researching more, I started taking more products, I started noticing a huge change in my body. Not only was I mentally focused, not only was I feeling better, not only was I not getting sick, but I was actually making huge increases in strength and endurance. I was able to get to my workouts faster, and it was mind-blowing to me what I felt like I had been missing by previously taking other supplements and getting the weird bloat and the stomach cramps from that, and everything that the negative side effects of the other stuff that I picked up at the store before, and I wasn't experiencing anything with this, and I felt better, and it was great. And the players were on it, and I thought, well, this is unbelievable. I mean, these guys have a huge advantage. But then I realized other teams were taking it too, so I guess there was no advantage. But the case is that when I saw the credibility of the people using it, and I saw the benefits, and I saw the rewards, and I knew it was safe, it was something that I knew I'd be taking for the rest of my life. Because hands down, when I'm not taking it, one time I went on vacation for 2 weeks and I forgot my stuff. I felt the difference. I felt, gosh, I'm kind of feeling like, I'm not as awake as I normally am, and I don't feel as focused. And, coffee wasn't cutting it. And that's a big thing that's also, it's changed my life. So I used to be a huge coffee drinker all the time. I'm talking 6 to 8 cups in the morning from 5 a.m. till maybe 10. Well, now I do not drink coffee. It doesn't sound appealing anymore. I don't get the crashes anymore from coffee. And a big help to that, and I'd like to talk about one of my products I take, is the Spark energy drink. Instead of taking a coffee in the morning like I used to driving to work, I mix up a Spark, and I am good the whole day. And sometimes I have another one before a workout to get a little extra energy boost, but I'm clear, I'm awake. And the big thing, too, is for me is I've got to be mentally focused and ready to go and aware of everything going on all the time. So if I'm tired, if I'm kind of cloudy in the head, bad things can happen in the weight room. And when I'm on Spark, I'm very focused, very awake, very alert to what's going on. And I feel very comfortable not drinking all the coffee I drink. I'm not jittering anymore. I don't feel the crash. I don't need 6 cups. It's just one, I'm done. So it's really exciting to feel that the product works, and then to feel that not the need for coffee anymore. Another thing I want to talk about is another supplement I take is the post-workout recovery. This one, hands down, is the one I take every day religiously. As a strength coach, you're very aware of what you need to put in your body after you work out. And after I work out, immediately following my workout, I take a post-workout recovery, and sometimes I mix it with a meal replacement shake. The fact is that when you're done with the workout, your body's really smart. You got about a half-hour window to put something back in your body. It's kind of like a sponge. When the sponge is full of water, then you squeeze it. That's like your workout. All the water goes out. Well, all the essentials your body needs goes out with that. So your body, being the smartest computer in the world, it doesn't want to eat away at your fat because it's no good. It wants to eat away at your muscles. So if you don't put something back in your body, it's going to go ahead and do that. So for myself, drinking a post-workout recovery, maybe combined with a meal replacement shake, I'm satisfying that need. My body's getting replenished. I might be on the go, on the run, so the meal replacement kind of takes care of that. And I don't have to worry about the negative side effects of not putting something back in my system after a workout. And the other thing about the post-workout recovery is that then the next day, my muscle soreness is very minimal, as opposed to when I did not take it. I really feel the effects of the workout. When I take that post-workout recovery, the next day I'm ready to go, I'm alert, and I can go 4 days in a row and not feel that drag towards the Thursday and Friday. I'm still just as fresh as I was on Monday. The muscle recovery is huge right there. The other thing I take that I think I'd like to talk about a little bit, it's been touched upon as well, but the new product I've actually been on the past year is the Muscle Fuel. The Muscle Fuel for me is definitely a drink now I take before workouts. And just a personal side note right now is I just had my knee worked on, a major surgery, so I've been going through the rehab process as well. So not only am I working out, but I'm also going 3 or 4 times a day to rehab to get my knee back to where it needs to go. Well, I'll tell you, the rehab process is a lot tougher than I thought it was. And through this, when I take my Muscle Fuel, I get done my workout, I'm going to my rehab, and I'm ready to go, even if towards the very end. I'm being able to put as much energy, much time into the process, getting through this, and I'm not tired or fatigued at the end of the day. And the next day I wake up, I feel just as good. So it's a great combo no matter what part of life you're in, and especially in the realm I work in and working out and taxing your body so physically. It really helps your body recover, recuperate, and re-energize for the next day, and to stay in long-lasting effects and to see great gains in workouts. And the other one that I haven't touched on yet is the Coreplex vitamin, and I think that's one of the most essential AdvoCare products you take, because unlike any other vitamin, I truly feel that this is just the cornerstone of why I've been so healthy, and I don't go without it. I definitely take it every day. And again, the colds, the flus, and I'm in a weight room every day where there's tons of germs, tons of people sick, and I really, it's like you build up a shield, and I just don't, I don't get sick like the other guys do. I don't, and the athletes bring in the flu and all that. I never catch that, and I really owe it all to Coreplex. So again, I can't say enough about the company. I can't say enough about the products. I'm very privileged and honored again to be part of the Sports Advisory Council. I look forward to talking with the other coaches, talking with their professionals, and really gaining more experience, more knowledge in the product and outside, and how we can use it to help other people out. So, like I said, I'm very excited to be part of this.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I think you just you said it all there, and I remember talking to you the first time, and same thing, that Coreplex being absolutely your favorite product, and And that's our high-potency multivitamin. So, you know, it's chelated, which means it's binding those minerals to something else that helps it piggyback into your bloodstream. So you're getting a lot of higher absorption on that, which is why it's really strengthening your immune system, and you're feeling that difference. Like we said, we want to actually feel our vitamins. People think we just want to take them, but you actually want to feel them. So thank you so much, and I know that you've been on the road a lot too, and real busy, so we absolutely appreciate you taking the time out to share with everybody tonight.
Anytime. One more thing.
Excellent. Thanks, Ivan.
Go Dogs.
Yes.
You got it.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
All right, one more slide here, you guys. I know you've been a full hour on the phone, and you guys have been so attentive. And what I want to finish up with is you've had all these recommendations from all these amazing athletes. And one thing that I always recommend, I don't care if somebody wants to lose weight, gain weight, detox, just be as healthy as they can possibly be, I am always going to recommend them to do these 5 products first. It's actually a 10-day process that cleanses and detoxes your body. And what it's doing, the main thing we're doing, let's say you're trying to gain lean muscle mass, you can see in my before and after pictures, you know, you can really see that 12 pounds of lean muscle there, but it doesn't make my body any worse to weigh more. You know, it makes me look more fit. And I guarantee you, twice a year, I am doing these 5 products right here, and they are going to increase your body's ability to absorb nutrition. So if you're going to be putting all this good stuff in, let's make sure your body can absorb it properly. And that's what the cleanse does. It is, we call it gentle and uneventful, you guys. It is not something that's going to be a taxing process. It really is just helping your body to absorb nutrition better. It's also going to reduce cravings for fat and carbohydrates and some of the things that you're craving simply because your body's not getting the nutrition that it needs. And so when you can actually allow the body and help the body to absorb that nutrition better, everything is going to happen more efficiently. So whatever you decide from tonight or the products that you want to take, do this little 10-day process first, and then add in that regimen with regards to the sport that you want and the results that you want to achieve. Okay, last slide is really kind of directing you guys as to what do I do now? You heard all this great information from all these different athletes and recommendations. I am attempting to put up the bundles of what these gentlemen have recommended to you guys on the site at the bottom that you see, which is Advocare Athletes. That should be up in the next couple of days. So if you didn't have a pen to write down the recommendations from each one, they will be up on that site so you can go see what they recommended. And you basically have 3 choices with Advocare. The first one is to just purchase retail, which is the price on our website, advocare.com, or you can get from the distributor who asked you to come watch this webinar tonight to get some more information and to be able to make an educated decision on what you wanted to use for yourself. The second way that you can do that is you can be a wholesale customer. You can purchase at a discount with Advocare, and that is a $79 setup, and that actually gets you $50 in Advocare's top 2 energy products, the Spark that Ivan talked about, and another product called Slam. Slam is the first product that Jawarren ever tried, and he said he worked out and then he wanted to rework out everything in the gym. So you get $50 in product with that $79, and then you get an automatic 20% discount, never any required purchases, never you don't have to purchase anything, but you've just got that discount in place when you want to use it, and you can get it up to 40% if you choose. The third way is, as you saw, a lot of these athletes have taken getting amazing results with Advocare into pursuing the business opportunity that Advocare has. That's certainly not for everybody, but for people that have a passion for health and wellness, and it's kind of a natural extension of what you're doing anyway, it is an amazing business opportunity for the right people. So get back with the person who invited you on this webinar, decide if A, B, or C is the best way for you to get started and get some products in your body, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you for being on the webinar and taking the time, and have a great evening.